whoever wins the finals is very deserving, and they deserve to be pushed to the limit. So we're trying to push Boston to the limits, and I know they're trying to push us to the limits. So excited about the rest of the series.
Hi, Andre. So I used to be a former video coordinator. My name's Mo Dakil. Going into the preparation of Game 1, what surprised you once you got to Game 1? Was there anything that kind of caught you guys off guard, or sort of just like, hey, that's something we weren't quite necessarily not? I don't want to say not ready for, but just sort of, oh wow, that's new. That's something new that Boston's doing. Is there anything that kind of caught you guys a little bit in sort of like, oh, they added something?
I think for me, I've pretty much seen it from the game from every aspect. So I haven't been surprised in a really long time. So nothing really surprised me from them. I think there's a respect on both sides where neither side is really going to be caught off guard. It's just a matter of execution. It's a chess game, and Roger Federer is one of the best tennis players of all time, and he's always playing a shot or two ahead. So it's not the shot he's hitting. The current shot, he's hitting a shot for the return and the return. So everything he's doing is calculated, and I'm just really happy to see really good basketball being played, and execution at a high level, adjustments at a high level, and that's the way the game should be played.
We've talked a lot about the experience that you guys had, and you just mentioned it now. You are preparing to pass the torch and create that chemistry between your team, but this is actually the 6th finals that you've played with Steph, Draymond, and Klay. So chemistry-wise, can you tell us a little bit about that? Do you guys feel like you're at the point where you know what each other is thinking on the court, you know where they are going to be on the court? We've seen multiple plays that, for me, just really impressed me, and you can just tell that you guys are really in sync.
Yeah, well, I think it goes unnoticed that we haven't spent that much time together on the court this entire season. Us four include Wiggins, Jordan Poole. It's always been like musical chairs with the injuries, with one or two guys being out, and we haven't had as much time to really gel throughout the season, and we've had to do it throughout the playoffs. And I've been out throughout the playoffs, so I think that's where you really see us as a connected group outside of the game of basketball and our experience together. Because I don't know how much time I've spent with Klay, Steph, and Draymond actually on the floor with them. I don't know the analytics on that, but it's not that many minutes, if there are any minutes. And just one play, I came off a pick, dove, and caught the pass, and Jason Tatum stepped up, and Draymond followed. He helped off Draymond. I hit it behind the back pass to Draymond, and he makes a layup. And it's little things like that we don't get opportunity to gel in games or practice much, but we know each other so well throughout the years that I can just jump right in the lineup, and it looks like I'm ready to play, whereas I'm still playing a little bit of catch up with injuries.
Well, I'm glad you got one more behind the back dime in there, just in case we don't see too much of you going forward. I'm curious. I think this is a question that all teams face after they lose a game in the playoffs is, and after you guys watch the film, like, do you think it's more of we just need to play better, or we need to change some things, or they're not going to shoot that well going forward? Where does that your reaction to Game 1 sort of fit in that calculus?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is you can find the mistakes you made and try to right them. You look at any adjustment that they make, the lineups that they have, and how you can counter those. And it's that making sure you say the right things off the court as well. Not tipping your hand. That happens a lot. It's going to continue to happen. But you watch the flow of the game. Each team's felt like they had a part of the game where they controlled it, and if they continue to do that, that's their recipe for success. So they're trying to. I think they found something, and we think we found something. And like I said, it's going to be a continued series of chess matchup and adjustments, and that's the beautiful thing about the game.
What's the change for you going from? I know we talked about you playing now after not playing for a while, but the change necessarily just going from the bench to not playing to focus, locking in, playing. How much of a difference is that for you?
For me, it's not really a difference. I've just been playing ball for so long, and it's become like breathing a little bit, where it's just innate. No matter what. Um, not even having much time to get the conditioning. Well, conditioning is always good for me. I've been a little bit blessed with some good genes and not having to have the same road back from injury where I could just go right in the game. And that pretty much was happening in game one, where had it been in any other time, you need another week or two to get your conditioning right or just get sharpen up the knives. But for me, like I said, the experience and being around the guys for so long, it's just getting back in the fray. And it's the finals at the same time. That's one thing that people don't understand, how it's not often that you just go to the finals, especially this much. And if anything, and I expressed this on a podcast, a Point Forward podcast, it's not as normal as we made it look. It's really hard, and there's a lot of discipline, there's a lot of dedication, there's a lot of sacrifice that goes into all this. You got playing in June every year, 7 out of 8 years. Missing out on a lot of things. Family and the joy, and you kind of see everything from